Northern Paiute language, lesson 29, talking about residence. Hanno noviketyo. Hanno noviketyo means where do you have your home? Where do you live? Implying where do you live? So a response could be pogawe nin noviketyo. Pogawe nin noviketyo, which means in Sunflower or Sunflower Place, I have my home. Pogawe, Sunflower Place. Way means in, at, or place. So word breakdown, hanno means where. It's an elongated but we usually just spell it with one U. You or your. Novi means house, home, dwelling structure. This could be for any kind of creature, an ant house, a cat house, a dog house. It would all be novi. We're talking about people house. And the word katyo, sometimes gatyo, means to have or to possess. But in a clause, it serves as the predicate, meaning is. Yesh, novi. It also serves as a verb without action, meaning to dwell, to live, to abide, and to remain. And that can seem kind of confusing because we always picture a novi as a house. But in some instances, it can mean to live, to dwell, and to abide. It's not just a single meaning word as in English. So when we say pogawe, so poga is a sunflower, arrow leaf balsam root. Way can mean place or at or in. So if I say pogawe, it can mean place of sunflowers, but it can also mean in the sunflower. So nota, a pogawe, the wasp is in the flower or the sunflower. So it can mean either or, depending on the context of your sentence. But now when we say pogawete, then this takes on the predicate or it takes on the at, is, or of a place, and this takes on the place. So it means is the place of the sunflowers or at the place of the sunflowers. Poga, sunflower, way, place, to, at, is, or place. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But that to, it's used as a positional suffix, but it also acts as a predicate. So remember, a predicate is establishing a state of being, is, are, am, etc. So when we say pogawait, we're usually saying it is the place of the poga. Okay. Once a verb or another predicate is used, the to is no longer necessary, and so it will drop off. All right, so if I'm talking about pogawait, that means is the place of the sunflowers. It's like a statement, like a clause. But when I want to add another verb or another predicate like katyo, I say pogawe nin noviketyo. Pogawe nin noviketyo. Sunflower place, I have my home. I don't say pogawete nin noviketyo. I say pogawe noviketyo. The katyo takes the place of the t. And so this is much the same way with other areas which normally end in a t. So like Pitanagwat, which means the south place. The t will get dropped off and it will change to Pitanagwa way. Like if I want to say Pitanagwa way, noviketyo, the place of the south. I have my home. So this is how the word changes a little bit in Paiute. Tsigate, the in-between place over by Reno and Spanish Springs and that vicinity. The Tsigate, it will change to Tsigeway, which is the place of the in-betweeners. So remember the relation also of the t and the d. They sound very much the same, but t means is, at, or of the place of. D means one of the place or is of the place. And you can refer to lesson 17 to learn more about that or to refresh your memory. So if I say nipogawete, means I am of the sunflower place. Nipogawete, am of, pogawete. But now if I just said nipogawe, or two ways to spell it, It can mean I am at the sunflower or I am in the sunflowers. This is why we want to stress using the t and the d when necessary. So talking about this d a little more. Sometimes it is also used to add emphasis when implying am, are, is, etc. And examples of that, well, sometimes it's also pronounced d, d. But so if you ask me, honi and I say you, I could respond back, ud, ud. And it means like, and you are, and how are you? Ud, it implies emphasis on that. I don't just say, I say, ud. And of course, there's other ways to say that, but we want to talk about this d. And so if you asked me, ud, and how are you? I could say, nud, bijetyu, nud, bijetyu. I am. It adds a more assurance of it. Nud, bijetyu, or I am also bijetyu, nud, ud. Sometimes it's pronounced d, nud, nud, bijetyu. Or you ask me, honi, and I say, bijetyu, ud, ud. I could say, ud, or uddi. It's actually the same thing. It says you are and you are how. Okay? Sometimes it changes to imply even more emphasis, like most assuredly. And that's the dia'a, dia'a. This is a suffix, it's not a standalone word. I could say dia'a, which means you most assuredly are. Nudia'a, I very well am. It's also reflected in the word unidya. Unidya means affirmative or most assuredly. Unidya. You say, all right, I'm going to go. I'll be back in 5 minutes and we'll see each other. And I'd say, unidya, affirmative. I get it. Sounds good. But udya, same thing. Like if I was going to say, yes, you are Charles, I'd say, udya, Charles, you really are Charles. Or someone says, oh, I'm not sick. I could say, udya, animade. Yes, you are sick. Udya. Or I could say, nidya. People say, oh, you look sick. I'd say, I'm sure. Nidya, bijanim. I most very well am well. So just a little extra on that d sound. So talking about this word ka, it's a verb actually. It means to procure or to be in possession of, to get, has, got, or to be in. And the apostrophe Y-O-O, the U, it's a predicate meaning a state of being, does, is, are, am, etc. So ka you, together, it means is in possession of, have, has, etc. The is the predicate, the you. Possession, ka you, have, has. So pogawe nu noviketyo. I have my home in Bridgeport, or I live in Bridgeport. And so that's how that works. That's why we drop off the t and put the you. So yesh, hannoe noviketyo. Now, where do you live? Number one, onabigwe noviketyo. Onabigwe noviketyo. That means lives in Colville. 2, Kudabigwe Noviketyo. Lives at Mona Lake area. 3, Uritiribawe Noviketyo. Uritiribawe Noviketyo. And that means lives at the hot water place, which we're calling Benton. 4, Posidagwe Noviketyo. I live, or someone lives, at Desert Creek or Sweetwater area. 5, Wiawe Noviketyo. That means lives in the Yosemite region. 6, Paquiwe Noviketyo. I live in the place of the fish, old traditional name for Hawthorne area, South Walker Lake. 7, Tabusiwe Noviketyo. Tabusiwe Noviketyo. That means I live in Urington area, Mason Valley, but it's really called Tabusi. 8, Araiwe Noviketyo. I have my house in Shures, or someone lives in Shures. 9, Tesigewe Noviketyo. Tesigewe Noviketyo. Lives in Reno area. 10, Kuyuiwe Noviketyo. Lives in Pyramid Lake area, Truckee River. 11, Warawe Noviketyo. Lives around Honey Lake, Susanville area. 12, Giriwe Noviketyo. Kiriwe Noviketyo. Lives up in Surprise Valley area. 13. Pariziwe Noviketyo. That could be lives up by Bird Eye or Donner Lake. 14. Akugaibawe Noviketyo. Akugaibawe Noviketyo. Means lives around Peavine Mountain. See, that Akugaiv is that Peavine Mountain in Reno. It's a Paiute mountain. That's where Paiute just used to live, and it's all surrounded with houses, but it's still Paiute country. 15. Awagowe Noviketyo. Awagowe Noviketyo. Lives around Doyle. But see, that's the word for all that area along that Long Valley Creek, all up by Hallelujah Junction, north of Reno, just a little bit north of Peavine Mountain, all the way down toward Honey Lake, Awagowe. 16. Piagawe Noviketyo. That lives around Mammoth area. It could even be June Lake area. 17. Pitanagwawe Noviketyo. That means lives in Bishop area, South Place. 18. Carsonaway Noviketyo. Lives in Carson City. 19. Uredingaway Noviketyo. Lives in Redding. 20. Sacramento Way Noviketyo. Sacramento Way Noviketyo. Lives in Sac. 21. Fresno Way Noviketyo. Lives in Fresno. So when we introduce ourselves, we can state our name, where we are from, and where we live. Sometimes it can be the same place, but just to give us more to say, it's a new Billy Minania Agaideka Urino Way Noviketyo. New Billy Minania. I am called Billy. Agaideka. I am a trout eater from Schurz. Urino Way Noviketyo. And I live in Reno. Matno. End of lesson 29.